finished product first. How's it look, dudes? This is my finished shower wall. In this video, I'll be showing how to do the plumbing that get you these cool dingling knobs and little slidey bars. But how did it start and get there from a boring wall? Let's find out. So starting out with the boring wall, your job is to build a house for your plumbing gear that's going in this wall. So that means cutting, screwing, and mounting wood so all your pieces and parts are supported and centered. And this all goes according to your custom plan. Every shower is going to be different. Every person's going to want different heights. There are some guidelines you need to adhere to, but a lot of it is custom. So it's going to depend on your shower size and what you want put in the wall. Generally, it focuses on the center of your shower, so you need to find out where that center is so you can put your valve there. Straight in line above your valve is going to go your shower head, and that's mounted with a drop ear elbow. That's generally about 80 inches off of the floor. It needs to be a certain amount out from the wall. Here I'm using a 1/2 inch piece of wood on top of my 2x4 or my 2x6 here to get it the right depth. And you obviously need to make a line to have your plumbing go through these pieces of wood to connect. Now I have my shower valve straight dead center at about 40 inches off the floor, and then splitting difference to the left, the handheld shower hose and slide bar. Now before mounting, you got to have the valve built up to connect to it. Now I have the Delta MultiChoice valve, and it has the diverter connected with it. So there's a lot of inputs and outputs here, and I'm preparing them for my connections, which will be PEX, by putting on one side, there has to be a cap because of the diverter mechanism. There's options for other diversions that you can do. So that one has to get capped according to the instructions. And all the rest of them are going to take PEX barb fittings from that threaded connection, the 1/2 inch threaded connection, to PEX barb. The only difference is on one side, I had a right angle connection, just kind of save a fitting. You'll see that right there. And all these connections are getting PTFE tape and extra pipe dope just because that's just how it's being done on the internet these days. Got to be extra safe. And honestly, this is behind your wall, so you never want this to leak. It's a lot of fittings, but it's pretty easy when you just do one at a time. Nice. Now when you're mounting your valve, the thing you want to be absolutely sure about is that it sticks out the correct depth for your tile. So that's what you see me doing here. I have a 1/2 inch piece of plywood and a piece of my actual tile that I'm using, and it's got to come right up to that plastic enclosure on the valve, the mud guard. So once you're sure of that, all you have to do is put it in place. It's screwing right into that blocking you created earlier, and make sure it's tight. Now for the handheld shower outlet, it is just the same thing as the shower head. It's a drop ear elbow, and it's a PEX connection as well, but it has to come out the same amount. So I'm using a piece of wood here to bump it out a small amount, and it's coming just straight off that diverter. I had originally wanted to center this up with the valve, but after looking at the distance, there is a no-go on that pipe. It has to be straight across from that diverter outlet, or you're going to have a bad time. Adding some more blocking and support here because that little white board felt a little flimsy, and I want to just make sure everything is tied down tight. And obviously you have to do a little finger shake between every item to make sure it's in place. Now just getting this little piece of PEX cut here. You want to make sure you cut it better than me. And I quickly found out you needed to disconnect the drop ear elbow to put your PEX on there because of the rigid pipe. Making those final connections and mounting it. And that is it for the hose outlet part. Little shake test. Moving on to the hot side connection. Now this is what's going to be connected to in my other video that you showed the supply coming in. put a right angle going down and straight through that bottom support plate. And finally, connecting that last piece, the shower head, from the valve to the shower head. I know you guys are loving this color coordination of the shower pipes with the temperatures of the water. Yeah. Went over crazy with all the supports everywhere on this. These are suspension clamps putting on the top and the bottom. But yeah, I don't want this to move for 5,000 years. Now, in order to do your water test, you need to have a test plug in these drop ear elbows, and that's what this is here. It is a plastic piece with a rubber gasket and a threaded end, and you just put it on there, and that's what allows you to turn your water on without taking an actual shower in your shower. And that ends up being the last two connections to the shower supply. So now we're going to jump forward in time now a lot. I've done the installation, as you can see, and I just want to emphasize that you need to diagram, measure all the blocking in your wall before you close them up. This is kind of a duh thing, but you're gonna need to do this as much as you can. And poof, my tile is up. Now, I didn't do that. I hired a contractor for tile and shower waterproofing. Did not do that myself, but here's the valve. Here is the outlet for the handheld sprayer, and I'm going to show how those final connections work. The shower head is peanuts. You can do that yourself. There's plenty of great videos on it, but I was not able to find that many videos on the slide bar installation or the handheld shower, so I'm trying to demystify it for the internet here. Now, I got my contractor to drill holes in the tile at 24 inches for the slide bar per the instructions. Now, I am fast forwarding through this section of the tile installation. There are plenty very good videos on this, and the instructions for Delta do a great job of doing it. It's step by step. You can do it. It's easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's something. Control valve in, we got the shower head in, and now we're going to try to do this. Fingers crossed we don't mess anything up. Using the pick here because there's so much grout. It's unbelievable. Huh. It's so rusty. That is as good, a satisfying sound. If I was gonna redo this, I probably would not use these test plugs. I would use just a piece of pipe with a cap on it, because I'm really worried right now this test plug is just gonna snap off. Yeah, all it is just a little elbow in there. And it's not that far. I thought it was gonna be further away. Here's where you have to kind of guess. You got different lengths of nipples. Ended up buying about 4 different sizes in 1/2-inch increments of nipples to get the right ones here. But it's better to have all of those on hand ready to go to get your length right. And those nipples all get Teflon taped up just like any other of the threaded connections. Now, I did have to purchase a tool for this called an internal pipe wrench. It comes in a set with different sizes or different types of pipes, and you stick it inside the pipe, rotate it, and it will lock in place, and then it allows you to turn it with a regular wrench, so you're not scratching up the threads. Yeah, that's a big gap. Sure. Let's check our instructions, and it says no more than 3/16 and no less than 1/16. That's a very small amount. 1, 2, 3/16. I'm okay, I'm exactly right. Dang, that's like nothing. All right, then this thing goes on there. But yeah, it doesn't have to turn much to lock itself in there. All right, I think it's very close. I don't know if I can get another revolution on there, but I'm gonna try. This is a towel. Oh, okay. That wasn't so bad. The towel is the jam. Okay, our gasket's on. We're now facing down. We drilled holes here and here, and those are gonna go Well, we have to disassemble this. There should be a piece of wood back there. We're just gonna go for it, man. We're gonna put silicone in there. Too much and and then I totally could have just put that on there beforehand. Like, why did I need that? I didn't. Like, that, I could just have it on there, off of there right now, you know? I have no idea why the instructions told me to do that. I want to go ahead and silicone around the head of this thing. Yeah, that one's like this. This one goes like this. Okay. Let's put in a piece of wood, which is what I want. Plastic piece. This takes trial and error here. No. There we go. That only took 7 tries. Put that one in, no problem. Oh, there we go. And then we get this little black piece, and that snaps into the bottom. All right, and now we do the same thing on the top. Okay. Hey, we done, bro. So this one's already connected. All we gotta do is connect. Put that in there. In this bottom piece. This one does not need tape because it's got a little gasket on there. Slide it up. That's probably how it's gonna be most of the time. But at least my main goal was to make it so it wasn't in line with this valve because it would just be draped over top of it. So now you can do that. Spray it, Sheriff. Booyah. All right, now it's installed. And wait, now it's installed. And wait, now it's installed. Now it's actually spraying you, so. Fingers crossed it's not leaking into the ceiling. We'll know later. Left side, that's working. Let's turn that there. Dang, that's a strong spray. So the center splits between both of them.
I like that.
But there's a difference between that and this. What's this one? See how it is? See the difference? One last thing I forgot to mention with this new shower is the ability to do the diverter like we showed before, but to have independent temperature control for flow and temperature. So you can see here, you have this extra dial and it allows you to adjust the temperature separate from the flow. Game changer, I'd say. And that's it, man. Doing all this plumbing stuff myself was not that hard. It was a big effort, but all the little parts put together made that big effort. At the end, it made for a great sense of accomplishment and just being able to customize this build to exactly how I want it. Until next time, this is Josh saying, get out there and go build a shower wall.